Morning. I'm just waiting for the city of Rabanastre so we can give it a try. I'm just sitting here reading how it goes. Sounds complicated. I assume I will die a bunch. Meh. Fun is relative. I really don't consider raids fun for the most part. Yeah, they're not really mine either. What I do need to go do though is return. And while we wait, I guess I can go do dailies because I have not been remembering to do those if I don't do them here. I don't come back and play the game later. Because we won't get anywhere if I don't. If I don't do these. Am I feeling better? A little bit. Raids are fun. I've had a few 24 minutes where some people were rude for every little thing. I've never liked raids in games. I think they're too hectic, and they're typically really hard to get into. Like, who knows how long we're gonna be waiting for Rural City, because once new content comes out, people don't run old raids in every game. So I've just never... I don't want to be negative, but I've never enjoyed raids. I don't think they play well, and they just became a thing because of WoW, and people continue to do them because it's just like the thing to do. It's like, oh, we're an MMO. We have to have big raids because everybody wants that, right? But not me. And you typically Hi, Mace. Yeah, but you have had problems finding Bahamut. As I say, as more stuff comes out, the older stuff will be hard to find. That's just the nature of it. You know, not that it's good, bad, or whatever. That's just how it is. Yeah, I'm not exactly playing at peak time either. That's true. That is true on that one. I just always hated raids because when, well, it's especially bad in WoW. It won't be as bad in this game, but like WoW raids were so terrible. I hated them. It's what ended up getting me out of the game. Here, I'm doing it just because I want to see the story, but I don't have to raid to get good gear. That was the deal in WoW. You were like, if you wanted to really get to the later content, you had to raid, and raiding was a pain in the butt. But just because of that, it turned me off to the whole thing of raiding, of like the big raids, the, you know, 20 plus people, even 15 plus. Things can be a little dicey to me, because I tell you what, I read how the battles go. I'm dying at least once every fight, just because I've not done it. Raids are just unforgiving, and people tend to be unforgiving in raids, so... I don't know, I've just never liked it. In any MMO, where they have bigger party things. I'll always hate WoW for making that a thing. Making raids a thing. Because they've never really been fun to me. This game handles it better, I feel. Because it's like 3 groups of 8. And some of the parts are kind of treated that way. And 8 people is fine because it's just 2 groups. You know, it's just 2 light parties. Because I'm old. I remember, like, the old 40-man raids in WoW, and those are just a disaster. Those are not fun. People are stressed out all the time, and you needed to get loot from there, but you could never get loot unless you were part of a guild, and even then, it took months. If you were kind of a freelancer like me, oh... we'll keep track of your points because we have a point system. Every guild did. It was garbage. It was. I'm telling you from my experience, it was not fun, and it burned me real bad. I would out heal people with inferior gear. Like, I'm not usually one... If you know anything about me, I am the last person to give me credit. I'm usually very mean to myself. But I will say that in WoW. At one point, I played on Argent Dawn. At one point, I was one of the best healers on there with inferior gear. Bar none. Was told by every group that I played with. But I could never get gear. Because you rolled for it, and you either have terrible rolls, or you didn't roll for it, and who had like a quote higher priority because of guild points, or just, oh, we feel this person needs it more than you, so we're going to give it to them. I'm not bitter at all. I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I mean, that was literally like a decade plus ago now. But you see how much it just kind of scarred me to the whole thing. Like, I'll never let it go. It ruined my experience. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It was called DKP or DPK or... I can't remember what they were called, but every guild in WoW kind of used the same system. Or some variation of it. And basically, you got points for being at the raid. And how far you went. And then you spent your points to basically outbid everybody else to get gear. Which, in concept, is a cool idea. Because you're basically rewarding the people who always go and who don't get anything. Because once you get something, your points reset. The problem is, unless you were part of the guild, which I really didn't spend time with a lot of guilds, you never got anything. Like, I would just like I said, kind of freelance. You know, I just wanted to run it and have a chance to get loot, but nobody played that way. They all use this point system. Anyway, not the first time nor the last I will complain about about WoW raids. Just WoW in general. Yeah, it was an old, I say it's an old thing. And I can't talk for how it went later, because I got out of WoW in Wrath. But they were a really big thing in Burning Crusade. Running Karazhan. Oh, even before in Vanilla. Running, shoot, what was that place? Burning... Can't think of it. With Major Domo. Can't remember the place right now. I didn't get to experience a lot of WoW's endgame because I never had the gear to do it. And it's the same problem here. Well, not here, but I couldn't find people I really wanted to play with in WoW. Like, my friends didn't stick with WoW for long, and I kept playing. Same thing that's happened here. I try to get my friends into it, and they don't. And I'm not good at recruiting or getting people to join. So I'm usually stuck for doing things. Like, there's always stuff that I can't do because I don't have a lot of people to play with. And it just sucks. Thankfully in 14, at least there's a ton of other stuff I can do. And there is the, you know, party finder and stuff to where I can wait and eventually, you know, maybe we'll find it. Maybe we won't. But at least I have a chance. Back then, WoW didn't have one. They do now, I know. But back then they didn't have a party finder thing. At least not one that I remember. I have been around games too long. seen a lot of stuff over time. That nobody cares about. Shut up, old man, basically. Like I said, I'm not that old, but when it comes to video games, I am ancient. So sometimes I talk like an old man. Just, you know, shut up, old timer. This is where I want to be. I don't know how I'm supposed to get to that one. I keep falling. It's like I keep hitting invisible wall. Oh wait, I see. I say all that, and it's like, oh wait. Here? No, I think that's still too far. That's still too far. Whatever. Don't care. I guess it's why, this is not a good trait, but why I'm just more stubborn when people try to tell me things about video games. Just because I'm becoming that stubborn old fool. Get off my lawn. Well, this This is gonna sound really terrible, but well, I respect what channels like Did You Know Gaming. Like, I respect what they do. I really do. But I hate when people like just take that and then, oh yeah, I know everything there is. But you didn't experience it. You weren't there. It's like these days they go over things and I'm like, I know 75% of the things they were talking about, and the other stuff they didn't know, they researched. Like, I guarantee that. And it's cool, but you know, it's cool to have this knowledge out there. But I experienced it. I was part of these times that they're going over, and it feels like that it gets cheapened somehow. Yeah, I know that's the wrong way to think about it, but it's human nature to think of things that way. You know, it's like you weren't there. It makes me feel old. Even though, again, I know in the grand scheme of things, I'm not old. Sometimes I really feel that way when it comes to video games. Like, I feel old. Would you say it's a perfect game? Sure, there are none except I can tell you an example. I'll always say that Chrono Trigger is as close as you get. Chrono Trigger, FF6. I'm just doing RPGs because that's what I know the best. That's really my expertise, if you will, is RPGs. But Chrono Trigger, FF6, Severely Severed Slug, because it keeps splitting. What other ones off the top of my head? Some people would be like FF10. I don't think it quite rises to that level. It's fantastic. It's a 10, but I don't feel like it's a perfect game. Those are the two that always come to mind when you're talking about like a classic high quality game. Yeah, right. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like Ehrenwald. Like I said, I really like that Did You Know Gaming is around, but what I don't want is somebody to like throw it in my face that, oh, I know all this stuff because I, you know, watched this, and then act superior to me. I guess the main thing of that is when people act like they know more than me, when I feel like I have a good grasp on what we're talking about. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I have zero pride in most of me. But the thing I do have pride in is my knowledge of RPGs. And like I'm ready to fight when it comes to basically being talked down to when it comes to that. Like, I don't appreciate that. I don't even know how I got on this subject. Rambling, I guess, while I just sit here and never getting into Royal City of Ravenaster. I missed one of the quests. But Syndro, I know everything, so of course I know more than you. those people. See, those are the people that really irk me. I know you're not that person. I'm just saying. I said most things it's like cool, you know. I have no doubt you know more than me. I typically know when to. Not always, but I typically have a good sense of when it's like, okay, you're definitely the expert here. It makes me sad when I don't get credit when I feel like I should get credit. Because I never get credit for anything, ever. Gallivanting is yeah, huge horns. Anyway, I like the other conversation more. I feel like I'm just rambling on at this point. About like a perfect game. I said Chrono Trigger will always be one of those all-time. And there are people who don't like Chrono Trigger, and those people are wrong. It's okay. We're all wrong about something. Chrono Trigger is an all-time fantastic game. And I said, if you're looking for something that's like, this is... like what we consider, quote, perfect, because... you know, it's hard to say you'll ever have a perfect game. That's as close as you get to me. Will be Chrono Trigger. There's a Chrono Trigger, FF6 is another one. There's so much to FF6 that was just there's so much there. Some people love FF13, incomprehensible to me. I agree with that. And for me, it's 12. Like, people love 12, and I'll never get it. I'll never get why people love FF12. Man, I'm just trying to think of great RPGs. See, I don't think maybe Dragon Quest VIII gets to that level of like Final Fantasy. Of like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, DQ8 is really good. I mean, it's a powerhouse. I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, but I really love DQ11. Yeah, Maze. I was about to say DQ11. But I'm afraid to say that because it could just be because it's recent. I don't want to be kind of prisoner in the moment, but I find DQ11 fantastic. It has all the makings. Like, if you want to say what makes a fantastic game, you have to have, to me, almost every part of the game must be memorable. You can't have the first third, the middle of the game, like the first act, quote unquote, be boring and just be like something you never want to experience again. Like, that to me drops you out of like being a 10. You could still be a fantastic game. You could be a great game, but you're like that notch below, like the all-time greats. If you have a sizable chunk of your game be not memorable, keep the game entertaining throughout, basically. Yeah, but it's even more than that. It's that you are invested the entire time. Like, I could take Dragon Quest XI for as like a recent example. There was never a point in that game that I wasn't fully invested. From like minute one, I was into me as the main character, into the story, into what was going on, and on that adventure. I'm ready to go on this adventure. That's a big deal to me. And like Chrono Trigger's the same way. Like from minute one, oh, we're going to the fair, and they already have like these mini games and things that you can play and have fun with, and you know, before you start getting into the actual RPG stuff, like you're kind of already having fun from the onset. And that's a big deal to me. Second, you have to have memorable characters. You have to have characters that you will remember 20 years from now. Like, I'm going to remember Eric, and I'm going to remember Veronica, and I'm going to remember Rab, and Jade, and Serena, and even, like, some of the NPCs, like the Prince of Galapagos. Like, I'm going to remember those. They were, and Sylvando for different reasons. But, you know, they're memorable characters that will stick with me. And I'm more prone to that. Just me just because I get invested in games. But even when I take a step back, I could be like, man, these characters really stood out. Like, the characters in your game must really stand out. You can have, and from the cast across the board, like, you can have one or two or like three really good characters. Like some FF games fall into that category, like 8, for example. Like, I like Squall, I like Zell a lot, Irvin, but they all don't kind of rise to that level to where I care about them all. Like, you can have like one character that you just don't like for me, Sylvando, he's just not my kind of character. But I recognize he's a great character. Like, you can have something like that, but for the, like, you care about almost every character. That's every PC. And that's another like mark on the game. So story, characters, it must be entertaining. Not entertaining, but it must hold you the entire way. Like, you care all the way throughout the game. Those, to me, are the most important things. And of course, the gameplay. Like, I can't be playing a boring game. But, you know, with RPGs, you know, turn-based, you have different, like, variations here, but the gameplay must be fun. And then there's, just like in every, like, real Hall of Fame vote for, like, sports, or just when you're taking anything, like, what's the best blank, there's just the eye test. And for video games, it's just, I guess you call it the play test. You play it, and you just know. It's like, yep, this game is special. And it has everything that I've already talked about, and it's special. You just know it is. And that can be a personal thing. It can be a thing that everybody latches onto. But there's always some of that when you have a, quote, best, unquote, conversation. There's just that you just know. And not everybody will agree with that, but the vast majority of people will. Or more people will. You know, and let's say some people won't. Like, for me with Trails in the Sky, I just don't get it. It just didn't get to me. But it did to a lot of people. I know there are people that don't like I don't like Chrono Trigger. And I mean, that's cool. You know, fine. But yeah, I feel those people are wrong. You just play and you just know. I wouldn't hold my breath, to be honest. Hey, I'm having a hard time starting another project that I want to do. And I don't. For the past, like, almost month now, I just don't. I stare at it and then don't do anything. It's sad. It's really sad. Anywho. Who's ready for the PS5? I'm not. We're never going to get into this thing. It's been over 45 minutes. I feel like I've just wasted time rambling on about stuff that really doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I forgot that came out. I wanted to look at that. Have y'all heard of Temtem? It's on Steam. It's like a MMO Pokemon. That I forget who was working on it, like who the developer is. It's not coming to me right now. Oh, y'all have not heard of it? Yeah, I've heard of this for about a month now. That it was in the works. And it's on Steam now. It came out just a few days ago. And it's in early access. They're trying to they try to work things out. But I can't remember who Who works on it? Yeah, it's like a Pokemon MMO is the best way I can put it. That's what they want it to be. Humble Bundle. That's it. Being published by Humble Bundle. Like, it's not not a game that Humble Bundle is, you know, like they're actually publishing a game. It's this. It's Temtem. That's what they want it to be. They want it to be like Pokemon type game, except as an MMO, which I think is fascinating. You know, I haven't played a Pokemon game in forever. I will be trying to get Mystery Dungeon. If I haven't completely given up by then, I might do something on the channel with that, because I think it'll be really cute. The screen's going to freak out as I pull up Steam. Yeah, see, I thought that was right. The I think it could be really cool. It could be fun because you could play with somebody, and I think it could be neat. You know, it is in early access. They're just putting it out there and getting things worked out. But now would be the time to get in on it. Like, I love getting in on games early if I'm going to play them. I think it'd be really cool. I think it's a great idea. I'd like to see some more about it. My wife is really good about that. She'll find one of the people that she watches will end up playing it, and she'll show me about the game. Because 35 is a lot. For like an early access game that I don't really know a ton about. Alright, this is obviously going nowhere, so let's be productive today and do something. Let's go. I know. I think I know. Go to Kagami. I played the demo for Mystery Dungeon and it seemed fun. It could be just a nice, fun thing for the channel. I think I want to go to Pure 1. Journey to Eureka. See what this is about. The Forbidden Land. We call it Eureka. Sync to 300. Oh! I am level 1. Character progression enhancement will be applied to all participants in this duty. 3 hours. Granted the power of the echo. Now I have access to Port Surgate. Now I have access to the region's Ethernet. Additional shards can be found throughout the Forbidden Land Eureka. Attune to them to facilitate faster travel throughout the land. This is cool. I'm level 0, but like I have all my stuff. Some of Eureka's rather vicious, I must say, fauna are active only in certain climatic conditions, so I do hope the adventuring contingent will take a healthy interest in my reports. Yeah, Cryo will be here because she was the one that talked about this place. Elijah Melder. Okay. Now let's see what's going on. This is gonna be fun. I knew it. I knew it! From the moment we arrived, despite everything that has happened here, there could be no mistake. I hate to admit it, but you had the right of it. I remember this person I don't like very much right now. I said I would tell you everything if my suspicions proved true, so I will. The reason I urged the Scions to approve my participation in this expedition is because this island is the Isle of Val. The selfsame island that once served as the headquarters and home of the students of Baldassian. An island that belongs on the other side of the world, that was obliterated by terrible magic. Wait, like months ago, where everybody freaked out when the students of Baldassian were wiped out. Remember, it was a big plot point. Long time ago. That place? This is that place? I was fortunate to be elsewhere at the time, but I know you were not so lucky. I don't suppose you have any idea how it could have ended up here in the Glass Ocean. Alas, my memories of the incident are muddled. As I recall... Right, yeah, the place that got, like, nuclear striked, yeah. Faint and fleeting but warm, then I woke on the shore of Old Charlemagne. How convenient for you and utterly unhelpful for the rest of us. Would that more than Golf's chosen heir would have received this blessing of light. Ah! Golf's chosen heir. I get. Funny. Funny. Nice. Well done. Well done, game. And where are you off to now? To find anyone else that might still be alive. I'll thank you not to follow. I work better alone. Cutting us loose now that you got what you wanted? It's better for everyone if we cooperated. As much as I don't like you, it's better if we don't split the party. Don't split the party. I suppose you are not without your uses, given your proven capacity for survival and violence. Yeah, I'll have you remember that. Proposal, then. Should I learn anything of significance, I will return here and share it with the rest of you. Does that satisfy, Cryo? Golf Baldassian. Exactly. He's a handful, I know. You needn't worry about me. I'm more than capable of defending myself. Yeah, you've proven that in the past. Half tongue-in-cheek.
So we have a mystery on our hands. Somehow the Isle of Val was transported from one corner of the world to this one. E is right. I have no idea. How are you beginning to pronounce that? Try to find somebody alive. Got it. Important, you're properly prepared. The stories you heard about the creatures that roam these lands were not exaggerations, and I would not see you struck down due to carelessness. Geralt has been working on something that'll be of use to you. Why don't you go and see if it's ready? Various measurements to take in the meantime. Okay. Let's talk to the blacksmith. The legendary blacksmith, who has made 2 legendary weapons. Not 1, 2. And, much more importantly, the best kettle in all the realms. Ourselves dragged into a fine mess, Orin still wielding that tavern debt of mine like a chef's knife, taking up pounds of flesh here and there. Wait, don't tell me she got her hooks into you too. Ah well, it's no business of mine. We're here, and we may as well make the most of it, much as he can make, and being stuck in a god-forsaken island where the very elements are your enemy, and the only living creatures want nothing more than to make you dead. Probably heard it from the others about how the beasties here have been bathed in the twisted ether of this place and are somehow stronger for it. Don't know about all that, but I do know if you walk out the gates and let one take a swing at you, you'd feel it in more ways than one. Aye, not only can they rend flesh and break bones, they can disrupt your very ether. That's frightening. You intending to go toe-to-toe with one, you'll need a way to improve your ability to endure said beastie's attacks. Rather, your ability to defend against attacks of a given elemental aspect. Goes without saying, the same principle applies if you want to hit the beastie's back harder, right? Any road, to that end, Cryle and I have been working on a solution. A magic contraption you can use to manipulate your elemental affinities and fight more effectively in Eureka. Call it a magia board. Might take some getting used to, but I'm sure a clever lad like you will manage. Borderlone's not enough, I should say. You'll need these crystals. What are they called? Magicite, that was it. Type of crystal found here in Eureka. Pure as driven snow, or so I'm told. Lucky for you, I've got one to spare, brought back by a survivor of the first expedition. Go on, take it along with the board. Okay, this sounds fun. You'll find more while you're out and about. Designed it to take up to 5 in a given configuration. Okay, we take up to 5. Fix or remove Magicite. Value yourself with the Magia Melder. Shouldn't be too hard. You got questions? Direct them to the engineer. Alright, let's take a look. Also car. Magia Melder may be used to affix Magicite or to remove it from your Magia board. When you finish experimenting with it, speak with Cryle to proceed. Okay. Adventuring in Eureka. You obtained your very own Magia board. In Eureka, each creature is aspected to a certain element, giving them a distinct advantage in battle. You'll need to make judicious use of both the board and Magicite to overcome your foes. Raising your affinity to certain elements by melding Magicite to your board, or spinning the board to change its alignment. A board properly configured to an enemy's ethereal tilt can enhance both offensive and defensive capabilities. Speak to the expedition engineer for further guidance. Okay, so elemental level 1. We have 1. Considering it's so windy here, do we want to... So do we go water, because it's the opposite? Or do we go wind, because that's what's obviously going on here? Let's see. Basic usage. Strengthen your affinities with 6 elements. Stronger affinity with a given element will increase the damage you deal certain enemies, as well as reduce the damage you receive from others. Configure... Okay. The 6 elements are best understood as 2 balanced sets. Fire is strong versus ice, ice versus wind, wind versus fire. Sure. Lightning is strong versus water, water versus earth. Shut up, Windows Update. Water versus earth, earth versus lightning. Earth beats lightning, lightning beats water, water beats. So water beats earth, earth beats lightning. If you wish to deal more damage to an enemy aspected to fire, you should use your Magia board to strengthen your affinity to wind. However, should you wish to suffer less damage when attacked by that same enemy, you should use your Magia board to strengthen your affinity to its aspect. So in this case, defend fire with fire. So you want both the element they are to increase your defense and the element that they're weak to, so you do more damage. So it's both. Interesting. Okay. So let's do defense. And we'll talk to Kryl and get this started. This is cool. Oh. Oh, what this is. The whole spin thing. I should ask about the spin thing, because that's more to that than I thought. Spin. Wisely understood that no amount of preparation could account for the realities one faces in the field. To that end, they adjusted the Magia board so that a user can make minor adjustments without the aid of a melder when necessary. By spinning a board, you can quickly change your elemental affinities. However, changing your affinities via this method consumes 1 unit of Magia Ether, the MA. This type of ether gradually accumulates over time and is restored in its entirety when using a melder. Okay. So it just lets you change your affinity. Let's get all that back. There we go. Alright, this is cool. I'm intrigued. While taking preliminary readings, something unusual came to light. The nodes want you to update, saying they can bugger off. I wish Windows Update wouldn't happen. Headquarters of the students of Aldacian was situated in a tower, which appears to be encased in a magical barrier. Someone or something seems to have activated our defenses. Can only hope this is the work of the survivors. Very possibility is enough to make investigating the tower a priority. Question is, how are we to get there? Barriers notwithstanding, traveling on foot would place us at the mercy of the wilderness. Make use of the island's Aethernet. Fortunately, it doesn't appear to be in the best shape at the moment. 2 favors to ask of you. 1. Attune to every Aethernet shard you find. Any difficulties you experience may help me get to the root of the problem, and if you can use them without issue, all the better. 2. If you come across a Protean crystal, I want you to bring it to me. Make this request on behalf of our financiers, to be clear, which isn't to say that we shouldn't oblige them. We should. They've been quite generous with their support, after all. Alright, fine. Gotta make the money happy. Be careful, don't underestimate them. Remember, attune to every Aethernet shard you find. Starting with that one over there if you haven't. Starting with the one at the home base, but already attuned to that. You now purchase items only available for use in the Forbidden Land. Protean crystal. The last thing you want to be is in debt to Hancock and Rowena. Oh, God. Fine. Give the money their due, I guess. Special stock. Houses. No refunds, of course. House policy. Potion gradually restores own HP. Antidote, eye drops. Grade 7 matter. I'll buy a handful. Just in case. Over here. Alright. Alright, let's go exploring. Squid. Oh, you are water. No, I'm not good or bad against you, so I like that it shows what you want though, so that's cool. Not too bad, that hurt, but gain elemental experience. So a bunch of water here, not wind, like I thought it was going to be. Oh, they even have, look at this, they even have, it's going fast. I wonder, do you have fly things here? No. Look at this, they even have, fates. Isn't that cool? Let's go run to it. See if we can get in on it. It's 2. This looks fun. Yeah, I think this could be a lot of fun. It'd be better if I had people to... Because you can join this as a group. Add other people to explore here with. I think that'd be neat. Oh, we're getting into high level stuff. Why is this 2 then? Don't finish. Ow! I don't think I want to be over here. I'm going to die. Notorious monster. Like stuff here 7. And it's wrecking me. Oh, see, there is somebody here fighting. See if I can get out of the this thing's attack. I really need this thing to stop following me. I don't think I could take it. Yeah, it hits way too hard. Okay, I think it stopped attacking. Oh, nope, I'm dead. Jeez! One level makes a big difference, doesn't it? I mean, that was more than 1 level, but... Okay, well, I don't get to go do that one. We'll just have to Pass on that. Now we know. I wonder if each class is going to have a different level too. Yeah, because I can't change classes here. It's like I'm in an instance. Who knows? We may spend some time here exploring, though. This is neat. Level 2. Oh, chain. Yes, the music is familiar. The chain's gonna run out. Okay, I'm doing extra damage. You can see I'm getting like an extra 25% from the lightning. Well, not there. That'd be like an extra 7k or so. Because you can see the extra number. See 6-7k with each hit because I made lightning, and these things are weak to lightning. That's cool. Wrong one. Oh. Oh, hey, got a crystal.
So it's just random, maybe? Oh, we got one, so let's go. Go tell Cryo. Ruby on the walls, did you? Find any? Yes, found one. Found any crystals? Yes. This should suffice for our purposes. Tell me, have you gotten used to fighting the denizens of this land? You ask me, it's needlessly complicated. No, I think it's cool. More or less, I should have expected nothing less from the Warrior of Light. Oh, cutscene. In trying to discern the best reason for the Aethernet's failure, I discovered what can best be described as a disruption in the natural flow of the life stream in this region. I've yet to ascertain the cause of this disruption, but I believe you may be able to help me do so by conducting field investigations in areas which I have yet to determine. But as soon as I do, I will tell you. Hands perspective. Change of plans. You're to give it to Geralt. He needs to do what he does best. Okay. Just make something out of it. Huh? Shrug. Level 70 antiquated gear and weapons may be enhanced by Geralt should you possess sufficient Protean crystals. Lockboxes obtained in the Forbidden Land, Eureka, can be opened by expedition lockpicks in base camps or by this person in Kagane and may yield a variety of items. You may continue the Eureka expedition upon reaching level 3. Saladin, are ye? Good for you. I'd like nothing more than to board the first boat back to Eorzea, but no use pining for liberation what ain't about to come. Debt of mine will keep me shackled to this place for the foreseeable future, I reckon. Any road. Got that crystal I've been waiting for? Good. This'll do. Though I'll need more than just the one, and I'll be able to work on weapons or gear of the sort as made for practitioners of certain powerful arts. But I'll work like a dog if I have to, for your sake and mine. Then we can both bugger off this bloody rock and go somewhere every living thing ain't trying to kill us. Thanks, Geralt. Eureka gear and weapons. A new challenge awaits. You can now create and augment Eureka gear and arms. To begin, you'll need to provide Geralt with the requisite level 70 antiquated items and crystals. And so it begins. Let's see, if you don't possess level 70 antiquated gear or weapons, you may purchase them from the Calamity Salvagers in Limpsa Laminsa, Gridania, and Uldad. Antiquated Kiku Ichimonji Protean crystals. Now, this won't be up to our gear, of course. Huh, that's messed up. Let's see, Kiku Imonji 2. 345. Not as good, of course, as
that one, but you know what? I want to do it. We need 100 crystals. Only. I have 1. Is that what I'm wearing now? Well, it's not what I'm wearing now, but is that what I have? Yeah, it's what I have. Okay, so it's the level 70 starting gear that you get for your class. Okay, well, I love the way it looks. I obviously would like to up it just because. Okay, that's fun. Spend a lot of time here. Oh, and the elements all went up because our level went up. Cool. Okay. Let's head this way. Never mind. Level 9. We're not going that way. I lied. Ugh, almost. One more. There you go, level 3. Okay, Maze. I probably won't be here, but see you tomorrow, probably. Elemental XP up. Good news, Syndrel. I believe I discerned the reason why we were having trouble utilizing the island's Aethernet. Truth be told, it caused me to reconsider some of the accepted truths of aetherology, but it detected a confluence of aether which would suggest a blockage of sorts. Still don't know how or why this blockage might have formed, but this is where you come in. I want you to investigate the site of the blockage. I cannot provide you with the exact location, but I can tell you it is somewhere to the northwest. If I recall correctly, there was an observatory out on a hill that way. Perhaps you might start there? There will be times during your expedition when you will receive no guidance from the duty list or the map. Speak with other players and share information to discover how to proceed. Somewhere out here. Maybe probably right there. Maybe. But we're going to leave Eureka for now. And Funny Maze was leaving because I was about to say I'm gonna end this one short today. Yeah, I like it. I like the I think it could be really cool. So we'll continue searching we'll continue looking around Eureka next time. Sorry, not feel too hot, so I'm gonna go lay down for a while. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully more FF14 tomorrow. Until then, I'm Central. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.